What if I told you that within the deepest silence lies a powerful kind of music? That in the hush between sounds, answers begin to whisper, and the world becomes vivid in meaning. Silence is not the absence of something, but the presence of everything, said acoustic ecologist Gordon Hempton. In that stillness, our senses open like the blooming of a night flower, absorbing more than just a lack of noise. Close your eyes and imagine a dawn where no one speaks, only nature gently breathing around you. In that pure quiet, every rustle of a leaf and each breath feels profound, almost sacred. This is the quiet within, a place where calm and strength await. The science of quiet. Science is beginning to catch up with what ancient wisdom has always known. Silence is powerful. Recent neuroscience research shows that even just a few days of intentional silence can physically rewire the brain. In one study, the hippocampus, our memory and emotion center, grew new cells when participants spent time in silence. As the brain settles into quiet, its rhythms slow. Studies report a shift from fast, high-alert brain waves to slower alpha and theta waves during periods of silence. These slower waves are associated with creativity, deep focus, and inner calm. In essence, silence gives our minds a chance to rest and dream, fueling insight and clarity. On a physiological level, inner silence even activates our calm response system. A systematic review found that when we cultivate inner silence, the ventral vagus nerve is engaged, which turns down the body's stress response. In practice, this means our heart rate slows, blood pressure lowers, and tension melts away. Silence. As healing and strength beyond brain waves, silence offers deep emotional benefits. Numerous studies have shown that quiet moments can dramatically reduce stress. Even a few minutes of silence can trigger our parasympathetic system, the rest and digest response, lowering cortisol levels in the body. Over time, regular quiet periods make us more resilient. Calm becomes our default and our moods become steadier. Psychologically, quiet gives space to process feelings. In silence, we become observers of our thoughts rather than reacting to them. As we breathe in stillness, anxious thoughts soften and clarity emerges. Researchers even note that people who practice regular quiet see better emotional regulation and less anxiety. In other words, silence can be a gentle healer, helping us face inner storms with composure. By listening to silence, we also sharpen our inner voice. Without the distractions of noise, our intuition and creativity can finally speak. Many great thinkers sought solitude for this reason. Albert Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton, and modern creatives have all embraced quiet as essential to their breakthroughs. When the mind is uncluttered, solutions, ideas, and strength can rise naturally. A story of stillness. Let me tell you a story about Maya, a friend who discovered the transformative power of silence. She was an artist caught in life's whirlwind. Deadlines, social media, constant chatter. One spring, feeling exhausted and blocked, Maya took a daring step. She spent a weekend in a forest retreat where no one spoke and no devices were allowed. On that first morning, Maya sat by a still lake at sunrise. For the first time in years, there was no hum of traffic or buzz of notifications. The silence was profound. At first it felt strange, even unsettling. But soon her mind began to wander into peaceful spaces. She noticed the gentle ripples on the water and the sound of her own breath. By the end of the weekend, Maya felt transformed. In the quiet, she found clarity about a painting that had eluded her for months. She felt calmer, more centered, and strangely stronger. The creative block had lifted as if the silence itself had repaired a part of her. Like new roots growing in rich earth, Maya's creativity and confidence blossomed in that silent space. Embracing silence in daily life. You don't need a retreat to harness this power. Small moments of silence can make a huge difference. Start simple. Wake up 5 minutes earlier and sit quietly with your coffee, or take a short walk without any music or podcasts. Researchers suggest that even 2 minutes of silence can calm the mind and body. Over time, you'll build a reservoir of tranquility to draw on when life feels noisy. Think of silence like watering a plant. The more consistently you nurture it, the stronger you become. Schedule a silent break into your day, maybe during lunch or in the evening before bed. Notice how the mind, like a gentle lake, becomes stiller and clearer. You might find inspiration in that quiet space, a new idea, a gentle solution, or simply a moment of gratitude. As you cultivate silence, observe how your senses sharpen. You may notice the warmth of sunlight, the taste of tea, or the rhythm of your heartbeat more vividly. In fact, studies found that quiet time can enhance sensory perception as the brain reallocates resources. Each quiet moment renews your focus and reminds you that peace is always there beneath the clamor. In this frantic world, it's easy to underestimate silence. Studies now show it's a catalyst for growth, healing, and power. Silence is not just a luxury, but a neurological necessity. For example, researchers have found that quiet moments can even spark new neurons in our brains while lowering blood pressure and stress. It gives our spirit space to breathe and our mind room to blossom. So today, make a promise to yourself. Seek out silence. Turn off notifications, step outside, and tune into the quiet rhythms around you. Listen deeply to your breath, to the world, to the gentle voice inside. Let the silence guide you, and you may find that in the stillness, you discover your strongest, most centered self. Silence is waiting. All you have to do is listen.